Hey everybody, it's Joric. Welcome back. Hope you're doing great wherever you are in the world. Today I wanted to tackle just a topic here that many people are interested in. We're Americans living over here in Europe, in Portugal, and I can't tell you how many people want to come to Europe in general. It's on the bucket list for many places, but over the last decade or more, there's more cities that have kind of said, time out, we've had enough. And it's not of North Americans, Americans or Canadians. It's just tourism in general. We have too many people coming from too many places. So as you know, places like Venice, cruise ships now are the port is in Ravenna, and then they're going up from there. There are several countries, Italy being one, where they might have a nightly tourist tax for lodging. So if you're staying someplace in accommodation, whether it be Airbnb, VRBO, or a hotel, they're tacking that on. Here in Lisbon, they have a $2 tourist tax. They're going to up that to €4 for that tourist tax. There are many cities that are doing that. Barcelona, which is a top 5 city, I believe, in Europe for destination, the amount of tourism. There are people that can meet you at the port that says, please stay on the ship and don't visit our city. They're a little more outspoken with their banners and signage about go home and tourism's killing us, or over tourism is killing us. I don't know if anyone's come up with what is the adequate amount or the fine balance of tourism versus over tourism. But it is impacting a number of places, and most recently Amsterdam, of all places, which is also a top 5 city that gets explored in Europe. They are looking at stopping any new construction of hotels in Amsterdam as a way to try to limit the amount of people that can actually come into the city and be there at any one point in time. So that's pretty drastic, but it just goes to show what's happening here. And I will say it's mostly, let's say, Western Europe, or what would be considered more, let's say, middle to Western Europe, that's being impacted, that has had an influx of tourism over the decades. And in some places, Paris is another one where they, I think often the local government and the citizens are just going, we've just had enough. We just want to go to our local cafe and not have everyone speaking different languages. We want to be able to just enjoy our community without everyone else coming to enjoy the community in it. I think part of the issue is many of these places like a Venice, a Barcelona, Paris, London, Amsterdam, they're a victim of their own success. They're very popular. They're easy to get around transportation-wise. They have a really good setup. There is a ton of culture to explore, so they have excellent museums, excellent cuisine, really good food scenes. So there are many reasons why people want to visit those places, but over the years, they've kind of said we're getting too many people. And here in Lisbon, if they changed the nightly tourist tax, so it just went from €2 to 4, if they went to 10, I don't think it would make a difference. They're still going to get record numbers of people coming, either by plane or by boat or by train or by bus into the country. So what my thought is as this part of Europe, the more established tourist areas are on the radar for everybody, how about a consideration of looking a little east when you're considering Europe as a destination? And when I say that, and it's sometimes I think people think of Europe as, well, it's a country. Or it's a conglomeration of many countries and vastly different cultures. So there, you name it, you can go for, even within, let's say, the country of Portugal, different culture and cuisine, northern versus middle versus southern. So what my recommendation is maybe look farther east, the eastern piece of Europe, and think about going to these places as an option, because they're not complaining about over tourism. They're the opposite. They're emerging markets, or they want more tourism. They haven't necessarily complained about having too many people stay with them. They want more people to visit, more people to explore, more people who maybe are 2 or 3 generations removed from this country to have, like, the grandkids and great grandkids, learn about where grandpa and grandma came from. So places like Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia, up in that region, you have Tallinn, Estonia as the capital, Riga, Latvia, you have Vilnius, Lithuania. Those places, it's easy to get up to Finland. So if you're looking at Scandinavian countries, also right just to the south and to the west is Poland. And speaking of Poland, places like Warsaw, Krakow, Gdansk, Wrocław, those are a number of places that you can visit in Poland that are great. We just got back from Krakow. It was an amazing time there, and people couldn't have been happier to see us and very happy to have tourism and have us there. Now, of course, if they get to the point where there's too many tourists, then it may be another story. And then going to the south and the east, I'll say underneath Ukraine, there's Moldova, which is a country that is just getting started when it comes to a lot of tourism. But next to it is Romania, Bucharest, Romania. Just have a good friend that's visiting at the time of making this video and absolutely is loving Bucharest, and just it hasn't been tainted yet with too much tourism. So if you want to go to places that are not necessarily main targets just yet, those are options. And I'm going to throw some more at you. Romania joined the Schengen recently, so it's a little easier from a passport standpoint if you're in Greece or Italy or France and you want to go there for a few days to get on and off the plane. Bulgaria, just to the south, also just joined the Schengen. Sofia, their capital, is absolutely stunning. And again, hasn't been, I think as some people would say, exploited with tourism yet. And then moving west from that, you have places like North Macedonia, which might be a hidden gem in this whole region because a lot of people talk about Greece directly to the south. But North Macedonia, although it's different culture, much of it, the food is very similar, and there is a lot of the history is Greek-related history. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's a place that just doesn't get the love that its southern cousin in Greece gets. And then you also have Albania, which is along the Adriatic. That's a place, Tirana, capital. Again, a beautiful place, pristine, has not succumbed yet to over-tourism. So I guess I'm being a little hypocritical going, go visit it, and maybe go visit it before they, in 10 or 20 years, start saying, hey, too many people, we need to curb that. And to the north of it, the former Yugoslavia. So we've got Kosovo, Serbia, Montenegro. We went to Kotor, Montenegro, and that place we're going to go back to because we really enjoyed traveling around that region. There was so much to explore, and just the diversity in that small country was amazing. And to the north of it, Bosnia and Herzegovina, we're going to be traveling to Mostar, and we have some great friends that live there and go there often, and have talked about kind of the history, which is a little tumultuous, the recent history, especially in the 90s there, but how beautiful it is. And when things are at peace, how great the people are. The food is exceptional there. So going to, let's say, Mostar, Bosnia, or Sarajevo might be a place for you to consider and be able to see some of that old world history. And also see from their recent past, the conflicts in the 90s. It's still present in the buildings, and even walking in the countryside, you have to be very careful. So it's sort of a living history to just a not so recent past. And also Croatia. That's probably the most famous meaning from a tourist standpoint, Dubrovnik. That certainly does get a ton of tourism, but there's many other places in Croatia, the islands, Korčula, Split, going to Zadar. Those are places that they're getting more touristy, but still not as much as, let's say, across the Adriatic in Italy. And then you have Slovenia. Beautiful place, and again, a place that doesn't seem to get a lot of love and not a lot of people travel to, but it's kind of wedged there between Austria, Croatia, and Italy. And it's a great place to get into and explore and get out into nature, explore the people and the food. And again, they want tourism. They're openly saying we want more people to come in and explore. I'm going to give you a last one. Like Budapest, Hungary, lots of tourism, so I'm not going to mention Hungary. Also, Vienna, Austria, and Salzburg gets a ton. But one I'm going to hit on that maybe you haven't thought of is Bratislava, Slovakia. So part of the old Czechoslovakia, the Czech Republic, Prague. They're already kind of teetering on complaining about getting too many people. They're getting 10, 12 million people a year. They are starting to voice their opinion about too many people stop, especially in the summertime. But Bratislava, Slovakia is a place that I would recommend if you get a chance to go to and spend a few days. You may be pleasantly surprised. It's a smaller version of, let's say, a Budapest or a Prague where you get a ton of history. It's often overlooked by more, I'll say, sexy places of Vienna or Budapest on the Danube, but you can go to Bratislava and really have a fantastic time. Your money will go a little bit further there. But as I said, as you're looking at exploring, and as Western Europe is sort of there are more political movements and more of the citizen movements to say, please don't come here. Maybe look further east as an option for you to go and explore. So I hope you maybe look to add some of these countries and mix them in with the tried and true locations and cities and countries, but go further east. See what's out there and try to explore them. You may be surprised at what you'll be able to get and how far your money will go, but also how great the people are. And they want you to be there, and they want you to explore and stay in their country. As always, thank you so much for watching the video, and enjoy your travels.